Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today we want to talk about how do you know if you are in denial in a relationship, or if you are in denial or in a relationship. So, a relationship is an investment, but now it's an investment where like you bank your future, emotions, happiness, finances, and even your physical health. And it's a place where you may have made countless sacrifices to get where you are. You may have sacrificed that promotion, those hobbies, those friends, or even family, just so that you can build a happy home for your kids and your love of your life. It's a dangerous state to put it that way for sure, but that's how it is. Because most of the times we lose ourselves in those relationships till we even forget about ourselves. Because we've just been conditioned to take care of our relationships or take care of our relationships with others instead of taking care of our relationships with ourselves. In fact, like almost all religious beliefs or all those kinds of beliefs emphasize so much on the permanence of the relationship and not how we are treating ourselves or the relationship we have with ourselves. That's why you'll find yourself fighting and fighting for the relationship to work. And you'll even choose the easier route of denying the actual facts so as to maintain that traditional family unit or that investment. The idea of losing that investment you've built for years and years is just distorting your reality. And you can't imagine yourself losing that investment. So that's why you will keep denying and denying the facts of that relationship. Because you can't just imagine yourself losing it, and you've also been conditioned that that thing you are supposed to be there till you die. Like it's a permanent state. And I'm going to share with you some of the signs that will help you determine if you are in denial in your relationship. And later on, I'll share with you what you need to do about it. The first sign to determine if you are in denial is if you are giving them countless and countless chances. So your partner is displaying your undesirable behavior, but you forgive them. And you've even lost count of the number of times you've done that. It's becoming like an automatic aspect of your relationship where they make a mistake and you forgive them, or they make a mistake and apologize and you forgive them, and you allow them back into your life like nothing happened. And most of the times, they are not really changing their behavior when they apologize. But because you are in denial, you just want to try again and forgive them again and again. And it will reach even a point where they'll even think that it's okay to do what they wish or to engage in those undesirable behaviors because they'll know you will still forgive them. It's just about they have this free wild card they can pull anytime they do something wrong or they do something which you do not like. That's denial. The second one is when we ignore the facts. When we are in denial, what we mostly do is we pretend that we've not seen something. And we even turn a blind eye on what's happening in the relationship in the present moment. Because the moment we scrutinize those issues and problems, it will mean that the relationship will crumble. An example is you may have overheard that they are seeing someone else behind your back. And instead of you raising those concerns, you just sweep it under the rug as if you've heard anything. You've heard nothing. And a common one when it comes to toxic relationship is you may have done a little bit of research and you don't think that your partner is toxic or has some narcissistic traits, but you choose to ignore because the investment you've had in that relationship is so huge. So you just say no, I didn't, no. They were just acting that abusive because of this and this. That's denial. Thirdly, you rationalize your unhappiness and emotions. You know you are really unhappy in that relationship or of how you are being treated, but you justify that your unhappiness or stress is not coming from the relationship but from something else aside from the relationship. You just make things up in your head and even act as if you are happy in the relationship. Let's say if someone asks you are you happy in the relationship, you'll just yes, I'm so happy, but the only thing which is stressing me is just work. You deflect everything to everything outside the relationship. You even tell yourself that you're just overreacting or upset when they display some undesirable behavior. So anything but not your relationship. That's pure denial. You are also in denial when every time you make excuses for them. Every time they act undesirably or treat you in a way they're not supposed to, you always have a justification of why they are doing it. They themselves may not even have explained why they acted undesirably, but in your head, you've already made excuses for their behavior. The most common ones are something like, they're acting that way because of their depression or because they've been tired lately because of work, or I'm sure they never meant that. You can check on cognitive dissonance in my past videos and it really explain this. You are just there justifying their actions and not even wanting them to correct their behavior. You just justify their actions because don't want to lose that relationship. You may also be in denial if you lash out at your loved ones or those people close to you who express genuine concerns about your relationship. You don't even want to listen to them. You just feel that they want to ruin your relationship or they want to ruin your marriage and they don't understand. You go even to great heights of even blocking them because they cannot understand your partner the way you do. The thing is, if you were not in denial, you wouldn't even react to the situation. But them showing their genuine concern is just triggering something which you already know. It's like it's stirring the pot. Another common sign is you always avoid talking or discussing issues or concerns you have about the relationship. So for the sake of maintaining that investment, you choose to keep quiet about anything as if nothing is happening. This is because the moment you talk about it, it might destroy that investment you hold dear. You may even choose to talk about those issues in your relationship with a friend or a third party and even seek their advice, but not the actual party, the guilty party, your partner. Because the moment you talk to them about it, it may tear everything down. So you just avoid this confrontation with them as much as possible. And you just air your frustrations out there. But you run away from the actual person who you have a bone to chew with. So that's denial. You are also in denial if you always want to change them or you always want to save them. You may want to change them so bad because of their behavior. Even when they are not showing any initiative to correct their undesirable behavior, you just want to push them to change. You talk to them about therapy or even pray for them, but all is not working, all is in vain. You've tried setting ultimatums, but nothing is working because they just don't want to change. You are in denial because you want to save someone who doesn't want to save themselves. You want to change someone who doesn't want to change themselves. It simply shows that your denial is so strong that you want them to change. Yet all along, the one who's supposed to change is you. And drop that denial. Just see the facts. The last sign that you are in denial and not a relationship is you exaggerate every small glimpse of affection. Yes, an unhealthy relationship will not have constant bad days. They'll also be a bit of glimpses of affection or change. They may at times buy you a rare gift, say some sweet words, or just anything out of their normal and desirable behaviors. It's more of being fed with love from a teaspoon. So when those affectionate moments happen, or once in a blue moon, you hold them so dear and you even forget how they've been treating you all along. This is because your standards have gone so low and you're now used to that. So when you make a big deal of their rare moments, you are in denial of what's really happening in the relationship. Because you are using that small moments of affection to wrap everything that's been going on. They might have treated you badly for 300 days in a year, and then they just treat you well for 5 days. But you focus so much on those 5 days, you ignore the 300 days. That's because you are in denial. One small act of affection doesn't rub what you experience on a daily basis. It just blurs your vision, or it just supports your denial. So, there are many signs of denial in a relationship, but the only one who can know this is you. And you can just tell this by looking at the facts and how you feel deep inside. Your mind will justify and make excuses aimed at preserving the relationship, But when you just look at the fact plainly without rationalizing, you will understand that you are in denial. The thing is, the denial of the facts does not change the facts, and it's just eating you on the inside. When you realize that your relationship is not working and you really want to preserve it, you can take measures to do that. You can like talk to your partner about it, or you can seek help because you really want to work. You really want it to work. So instead of just sweeping things under the rug as if nothing's happening because you are afraid of losing that investment, when you are hurting on the inside, just face those issues and face the actual facts. And when you live unhappily in a relationship which is not working, it's just like being in a ship which is sinking slowly. It may look safe because let's say it's sinking slowly, you can't really feel the sinking, but you will ultimately drown if you don't seek help and accept the facts. You might think that you are losing that investment if you leave, but you also need to realize that by staying in that relationship and being in denial, you are still investing more and more in a ship which will ultimately sink with you in it. So, if it's not working, it's not working. Always prioritize the relationship you have with yourself or the investment you are making with yourself, because without you, the investor, there'll never be any investment. Hope you found that informative, guys. So instead of living in denial, just see the facts as early as possible and correct that relationship, or just leave the relationship. It will be better for both of you. That's it for me today. Until next time, have a nice weekend.